was calling things.
Yeah.
What you had to feel before the day, you put up that many points on the board, you had to feel pretty good about your chances.
Yeah. Well, most coaches on earth would probably say if you score over 40 points, you ought to have a good shot to win a game.
They said that they didn't game plan at all for your passing game, and they kind of lit up 4 touchdowns. What was working there?
Well, it is in our plan. I mean, you saw a shotgun that wouldn't be in there if we didn't have that possibility. But Nick Ketter's he's a real deal. So if I'm not using him, then I'm not sure what kind of coach I am. But it works very well still with our double wings. So.
I mean, you've been coaching a long time. I mean, 58-40. Can you remember a game like with back and forth like
no,
this?
Not like that. I mean, we scored 60 way back when we went to the Dome in a regional game. But I've never coached. I was saying that I've never coached a game that 100 points are scored in the thing. We don't usually score that much. We usually ball control more. Some of our scores were quick, but unfortunately some of theirs were too.
Was there something they did on offense particularly that gave you trouble?
No. When I saw them on film, I knew that we matched up pretty well line-wise, but I knew that they were very, very quick. I mean, they lost to CBA, which could have been gone either way. And CBA, I think, is one of the top teams up there. So I'm thinking that, we did a pretty good job, and some things that happened a little bit differently, maybe that 48 would have been enough.
Can you talk about Ketter a little bit, and even just beyond that? I mean, he had 5 touchdowns too. He had the rushing one as well. So what kind of player is he for you this year?
Well, he after last season, he made it very clear what his goals were. He'd like to play at the next level in football. I told him what he needed to do, and winter he got a little bit gimped up, but then he committed himself, put 30 pounds on, and is faster actually than he was last year. And he's a driven. I have to curb his drive a little bit. It's not like, you got to do something. I got to stop him from doing too much. But he's very driven to do what he needs to do or wants to do.
How about the play of your quarterbacks? I know it wasn't necessarily the plan to start him at the beginning of the season, but how has he stepped into that role and see growth from week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, he's done. When he had time as a JV player, he was doing a good job of throwing to people. So I knew if we could give him any time, he would do a good job. But last week was his first varsity game. JV and varsity's, it's apples and oranges, even though people want to think it's not much different. It is. But he's doing a good job. He's a little bit more of an ice man this week, but he will battle the other quarterbacks coming back. So Mike Hewitt's eligible this next week, so he'll have a good battle. But it's not going to be a walkover battle because he's done a great job.
Yeah, you think he's got to play himself, or he's going to deserve some consideration for that role moving forward?
Yeah, there's always consideration, and they proved it during the week, and it can change even then. So, but what I like about it is he was thrown into it last week where you might have transitioned him a little bit easier, but he's made progress now. So no matter who starts, I know I'll have 2.
Just a little note.